Again, I looked and saw all the oppression that was taking place under this sun. I saw the tears of the oppressed, and they have no comforter. Power was on the side of the oppressors, and they have no comforter. And I declare that the dead who had already died are happier than the living who are still alive. But better than both is the one who's never been born, who has not seen evil that is not done under the sun. Woo, ooh, ooh, boy, that's how we start a chapter. We got to hype up you a little bit, you know what I'm saying? Because we haven't actually seen him fully demonstrated to the public, his powers yet, right? So when we get back to the gym, we see that Kay is talking to another, somewhat of a normal prodigy compared to you. He's a normal guy, right? His name is Josh. Working real hard, even went to the Olympics, you know what I'm saying? Really putting in work. But you see, the thing is, Josh thinks that he should be Kay's next pick to be world champion, right? He thinks he's been putting in enough work. He thinks he's getting enough wins. But you see, the thing is that Josh doesn't know you yet. You see, Josh doesn't understand the insurmountable wall that is you. So when Kay is sitting there and telling you in your face, hey man, listen, you're lucky to even graze this guy, let alone get a punch in. So you should be happy if you can even get a graze in. But he thought that he was provoking him. You see, Josh was under the impression that Kay was just shooting the shit, right? He was under the impression that Kay didn't think he would win. But in our reality, we knew why Kay was thinking this, because we understand you in its full entirety, right? So after Josh crashes out a little bit about, being looked down upon, he realizes once he actually steps into the ring with you that you's never boxed a day in his life, which makes him even more infuriated, right? So you imagine, you go into a sport, you dedicate years to it, you're actually pretty good, you actually win a lot. But then this guy who's never even done the sport comes in and just absolutely thrash you, throttle you, makes you look like you just walked off the street. That's demoralizing, I'll tell you that, buddy. So pretty much when they get into the ring, we see that Josh, right off the bat, he is going for the attack. But before we get there, we do know that Kay only tells you one thing before the fight starts. One simple thing: don't get hit. From this day to the day you stop boxing, your only objective is to not get hit. Boy, oh boy. And it's something about the paneling, the nonchalant, yeah, sure, whatever, bro. Yes. Bro, it's like, oh my gosh. It's just setting up the future of this web comic, of how you will operate and the dynamics of his battles will be. So pretty much when the fight starts, like I said, Josh goes in for the kill, right? But we see, obviously, that he doesn't hit any of his punches, even though his jabs are insanely sharp and he's insanely fast. Judging from what the spectators are saying, he can't punch him. And this is making Kay dang near jump out of his pants. This man is so happy. He wants to throw you into the middle of the battlefield with 86 warriors attacking him at once just so he can get his rocks off. Kay is having a time of his life, boy, I tell you that. So, and then we see that the actual secretary actually sees, why Yu is so strong and why he's in this position, because she understands how strong Josh is, but that doesn't really matter to Yu at this point, because, he is just Yu. He sees everything in slow motion, you know what I'm saying? And it's just, it's unsurmountable, it's crazy. And then after like about a minute or so, Josh realizes that, I really can't punch him. I can't even graze him. Like, Kay wasn't kidding when he said you'll be lucky to even graze him, and if you can even do that, I'll make you world champion. And we see that Josh finally realized that he wasn't joking. Josh fully understands that this is truly an insurmountable wall that he cannot reach. He cannot overcome, no matter how much effort he puts in, because sometimes people just have natural talent And like we see in the next chapter, right, that Josh is he's trying to get his bearings, right? He's trying to like rationalize what's been going on, how he's missing all his punches. But there's no amount of rationalization that can get you through this, buddy. Because even though he continues to keep fighting and keep missing and keep fighting and keep missing and keep fighting and keep missing, we get a little flashback of him training and thinking about all the hard work that he's put in, how much effort that he's done and overcome in the past few years. And then we see him actually look at the previous world champion that K trained, and he actually gets some motivation. But then now he's thinking, what was all that training for? What was all that effort for? What was all that grueling sweat and tears for if I can't even land a punch on an amateur? Now that's what's going through Josh's head. But as we can see, that K sees how much of a good boxer that he is by his footwork, his punching power, his accuracy, his endurance, his perceptiveness. He got all of the skills to be a great boxer. Josh just doesn't have that he doesn't have that extra piece, that extra, I won't say luck factor. Well, actually, I guess it is luck, because it's rare. That extra rare factor he doesn't have. He's just a maxed out normie, right? But as Josh continues to keep trying, he can't overcome God-given talent. And then as the first round ends, we see Kay give a look to Josh, and not even in disappointment, almost as in like, I understand your efforts, it's just not going to go anywhere, right? So then now Kay is pretty much telling him, hey man, now you can just punch the jaw just like this and you can get an easy knockout. And just like what you did last time, he said, yeah, sure, I guess, yeah, whatever, man. But Kay is just giving this man the fundamentals to keep going. And then he is saying that you is the very incarnation of boxing. He is what boxing pinnacle could be. That is how Kay views you, as just a tool, almost like a product to use, right? He's not even a person. He's an entity to use, a tool, a weapon to use for his own disposal, right? Now that's cool. But then as you see the chapter goes on, we see that, Paul, dude, he is just recollecting and trying to come up with a game plan. But before he even comes up with a countermeasure, comes up with a thought of even how to throw his first punch, he's already knocked out. That was how efficient you was. And when he woke up, he found out that he lost. He was demoralized, and he completely understood the level that he was on. But then, as we see, you walks up to him asking if you want to go another round. But obviously, Paul takes that as being, facetious, but it's not exactly that, because he understands, he has sympathy for people who are hard workers, because Jay was the first hard worker that he stood up for, the guy that was being bullied in the previous chapters. So you was actually being genuine there. And we see that the other guy that you was telling, Paul, that he was very similar to, he asked if he was stronger, and to you, he said probably. But when it comes to what Paul was thinking, oh, he's stronger, like he's another insurmountable wall I can't face. But the stronger that you was talking about was stronger in conviction and stronger in personality, stronger in the tenacity he shows, and that's Jay. And then that was the end of the chapter, y'all. Peace.
Penny X.